This is Sean Sport in podcast form.
Well, the AFL draft continues today, day 2, Nathan. I'm sure you've just locked that in the calendar.
Mate, I have been following because one of the best names ever has been bought by West Coast Eagles. That's exciting.
Harley Reid, you're talking about the number one
It is
pick?
shopping, isn't it?
I mean,
Yes, we are.
that's a good name. What about Phoenix Gothard?
I love
Yeah,
that one
right.
too.
That-
And he was a bolter. He wasn't expected to be drafted.
No,
yesterday.
he went in the last rounds, but before the first round ended, you're
Yeah.
right, Nat. There was a couple like that, and there was a few people that left on the board. There was
Yes.
one guy, Leake, who was down as being the 11th pick, and he never got picked up until about 18 or something. The cameras are on you all the time. They're mentioning your name, you're like, and you're
Sean.
sitting in the room, you're like, oh, no.
Awkward.
We were talking about the fact of what if you weren't to be picked up and the cameras were there.
On the-
Did that
on the
happen
first
at
day.
all?
That happened on the first day 2 years ago to Matt Johnson from the West Coast Eagles. And he was the only player not picked that, the top.
Of the ones that were
50.
expected to be picked on the first day.
So then he had to come back the next day, and Fremantle picked him up with their first pick. So yeah, it was kind of one of those things. It's happened before though as well. I reckon there was years ago they just decided to just put a camera in people's houses because
Yeah.
they weren't all going to the event.
Because of COVID,
Well, 'cause just
yeah.
think about it though, because everyone's probably expecting, oh my god, you're going to be picked on the first day, and like that your auntie would have brought a cauliflower cheese
Yeah.
over,
and you've
would
got
have
a bunch of your schoolmates
You know what I mean? There would have
there.
been some like.
Yeah.
There
You
would have
can
been some
get it
dips.
from Aldi these days. You don't have to make one. You
A
just-
cauliflower cheese.
No, but why-
I've
it's
never
not as
liked
good as-
cauliflower cheese. I like a potato bake.
I love it.
And in my life, you can only have one or the other.
It's true. Esperance boy, Colton Folstrup. got
Yeah,
picked
it's
up.
It's a difficult name to get
I
out
know,
when you
it's
look
not
at the
easy.
spelling. But yeah, congratulations. There was
Yeah.
4, I think, WA guys who end up getting picked up in the end. But it was all about Harley yesterday.
was, of
Yeah.
course.
Because people were talking whether or not the West Coast Eagles were a chance to trade that pick because they need to climb the ladder as fast as possible. Therefore, give up the number 1 pick, get a number of picks, and
Yes, because
and
they
then
only had one
restock
yesterday.
very quickly. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Rowan O'Brien is the head of their recruiting. He was asked after the first pick took place, and they took Harley, whether they really thought about unloading it for various picks.
They were good bids. I think they've all been pretty well documented. I think North offered 3 and a couple of picks in the teens, and Melbourne the 6-11 future first. So when you weigh that up around the trades that get done in trade period, they're really good offers, but we decided to stick with the player.
They reckon he's a generational talent, so this
Yes.
is going to be very, very interesting.
Does the generational talent want to be here?
I see what you read a
Because
lot
he
of the
says
time.
yes,
Yes.
of course.
Yeah.
He
I
seemed pretty
think,
happy
no,
yesterday.
But you're going to the lowest
Yeah.
team, which is probably going to be a fair while until they win.
No, but also it means you're going to be playing sooner. Yeah,
exactly, yeah, I
Rather
get
than
that,
if you
I
go to
get that.
somewhere like Collingwood, you might not get a game in
So,
the first
Sean,
year.
would it be which is better?
I think there's a couple of things that need to be noted in West Coast's favour here. Number one, when you're talking about going from West Coast, once you've got a manager under your arm, in your team, he's telling you if you're going to go to a team that's going to give you the best opportunity to play in a successful environment, it's going to have to be the Eagles. There's Eagles, maybe Collingwood at this present time, but on history would say if you go there, because they're so rich, Nathan, they'll give you everything you need to be able to be successful.
Yes.
They've got
Yeah,
everything
right.
in place. And I remember speaking to Adam Simpson about this before he went for the job for the Eagles. This is a place that can help you
Get to where you want to be.
absolutely with all their resources. So that's a tick straight away. And the other thing that's in the Eagles' favour in this circumstance, opposed to others, is that he's a Victorian country kid. And he's been out, like you guys know.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
just know that you have to travel to go and play sport,
Yeah.
live somewhere
Yes.
else,
Yeah.
whatever it
You're
is.
used to it.
You've done
It's
it,
part
and
of
you've
the
done
package.
it, Natalie.
Yeah, that's right.
what it is, and you're used to it. Your mum and dad, your families are all
Yeah.
used to it. It's not such a big
Yeah, you know
such a
you're
big
leaving home
deal.
one way or the other. Yeah.
And of course, in 3 years' time, all the big dogs from the other clubs are going to come with the big dollars. But once again,
Yeah.
the Eagles can make the salary cap space.
Yes.
They can, and here's the other thing: you've got to make sure he gets a WA girlfriend. That's
Yes,
the
that's
number
right,
one
that's
thing.
So
right.
should we
Girls line
organise
up.
that now?
Yes.
I'd go
When's
early.
he get here?
Oh, next couple of days.
Yeah,
surely.
next couple of days.
Well,
will be
we
here,
won't even
possibly
check with
today.
him. Let's just start recruiting chicks.
13, 24,
Oh, they'll
10.
be gathering,
if
Nathan.
you would
They'll be
like to,
gathering.
if you'd like to date Harley Reid, we haven't met him yet, but we'll 100% make it happen.
It's not weird. It's not weird at all.
Yeah. Well, the Eagles need him to stay around. This is it. This is the catch, mate. Fremantle lost Lockie Schultz. Guess what? Over he went. Fremantle didn't lose Matthew Pavlich when Adelaide
yeah.
were coming at him hard. You know why? 'Cause the
Local
lovely
girl.
Lauren lived here.
All right, so we're going to have a Harley Reid girlfriend pageant next week.
We do.
I'm so excited.
Have we got the money for that?
Oh, yes.
We need to do it. He'll stay.
Okay, let's
him a
get
good
our
one.
top pick.
I mean, so how old? So he's 18, right? So,
Yeah.
Oh, his girlfriend is at Levers right now, though. You get that, right?
No. We can open up the court till
21.
So Megan's 3 years older than me. I reckon 21.
Oh,
to
that's
21
right. Yeah,
to
okay.
21.
So-
And I think he would like the guidance of an older woman, Harley. I do.
An older woman being 21.
Yeah, I do.
Let's start writing down our list.
She's lived 3 more years, so she's got 3 more years of experience to
All
tell
right.
him what's coming.
Great news, Harley. We're right behind you. Don't worry. We got your back, buddy.
Oh, we're helping the Eagles out. That's what we're doing too.
No, it's awesome.
Hot chicks apply on Instagram, please. Thank you.
Is that the end of your sports report?
That's it, yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Time to talk cricket with Perth's Scorchers champion, Alana King, the all-round superstar, who plays for Australia as well. Morning, Alana.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Hey, Alana.
Yeah, wonderful. Hey, we're celebrating Pride Round, which the Perth Scorchers started last year, actually, up against the Melbourne Stars tomorrow at the Wacker. Should be another cracker.
Yes, it's one of our matches that we always pencil into our calendar, and we're all very excited that it continues, and hopefully more teams on board are jumping on board.
Alana, must have been rapt to discover it's going to be 39 degrees tomorrow.
I'm not sure wrapped is the right word, but hopefully it's a bit cooler at 5:10 tomorrow when the game starts. But no, we're always lucky to be back at home playing in front of our home crowd.
Yeah,
the
fully hydrate, or you're going to end up like Glenn Maxwell.
Are the pants like they look heavy? Cricket pants.
They got to. You'd hope they'd breathe, Nate.
Do
That's
they
a good
breathe?
question.
No, they're actually pretty good. They're quite breathable, but I always get asked, how do I play in long sleeves and long pants? But more so to protect from the sun.
Yeah.
That's how I go about it.
To getting
but-
burnt, yeah.
Because straight away
Yeah,
you'd think,
exactly
why
right.
isn't everyone wearing shorts and t-shirts?
Yeah.
But you're right, you're out there for
So
hours
long,
and hours
yeah.
and hours. Yeah.
I'm thinking that you'd want to bat first, though, Alana, to stay out of the sun because, you're not opening at the start of it, so at least you get a reprieve until you may have to come in later on, and maybe that's at 7 o'clock at night. So,
Look, I'll let both make that decision tomorrow at the toss, but I'm just happy to go out there, and as I said, we love playing in front of our home crowd, and especially Pride Round. We just want to make everyone as welcome as possible in our sport.
Good.
Hey, Lana, who inspired you to bowl leg spin? I was just thinking, you've played for Australia for a long time now. You've been one of the great players in Australian cricket. How did you get about playing and bowling spin bowling, leg spin in particular?
Well, to be fair, it was my brother first.
Yeah.
He showed me a trick or two in bowling spin, and then he introduced me to Shane Warne, and obviously I grew up in Victoria and very lucky to watch him live at the MCG on Boxing Day, and he just made people look silly and made leg spin a lot of fun. So he was probably the biggest inspiration to me in picking up the great art of leg spin.
It's amazing over the history in all sports when someone comes in and is so dominant, then that's the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Because before Shane Warne, bowling leg spin,
Nobody
who cared?
bowled legs,
It's pace attack all the way around, but
I don't
someone
know
like
anything
that...
you're saying right now. Leg spin. So I'm thinking so that's spinning the ball, and you're going to use your legs to bowl as well. But okay, so wait.
Alana, let Alana do it.
She's a
you rub the ball on your leg,
Yes.
and then you throw it. And then you throw it in a spinny way.
Let Alana explain it to you now, Nathan. Listen up.
Lana,
Lana.
can you go leg spin and then off spin to Nathan, please?
Thank you.
Have you had your second coffee for the day? Or?
Got a giant cup of tea. Let's dive in.
No, just leg spin to a right-handed batter. It'll bounce and turn away from the right-handed batter.
Oh.
So, and then off spin will bounce and turn into a right-handed batter.
So it's named after what it's going to do.
Yeah, not
about the process of making it happen.
Not which part of your body you rub it on first.
It doesn't determine which leg you rub it on.
Rubbing it on my left leg. That's really good. Hey, Lance, the team's going particularly well at the moment.
Yeah.
Still on top, even though the weekend's match never went our way.
We'll gloss over that.
Yeah, we'll gloss over that. But momentum's a really big thing because you had about 3 or 4 wins in a row, and that was able to propel you from being just in the 4 to on top of the ladder. So momentum's key.
Momentum is key, and we had a big stint on the road. So we had 5 games on the road and was able to win 4 of them in a row, which was great for us. But it's the pointy end of the season now, so every game counts, and we want to be securing a home final as much as everyone else. But let's just focus on the Stars at the moment tomorrow, and we'll go from there. But eyes are on the prize and securing that home final, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's the result. We need to get behind the purse
let's do
scorchers
it.
tomorrow at the WAC, everyone. 5:10, Alana King will be leg spinning.
Leg spinning.
Yeah.
We all know what that
The
means.
Sheikah tweak. She'll be hitting
Be a
runs.
balmy
Sophie Devine will be
evening.
smashing. Beth Mooney will be going off like
Yep.
she has all summer as well. Get
The
behind our
stars will
purse
be
scorchers.
melting.
Yes.
Good on you, Lana. Thank you.
Thanks, Lana.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Bye, mate.
Cheers.
What a great time to catch up with Mr. Cricket himself, Mike Hussey, of course, after Australia's heroics just a couple of nights ago. Plus, Huss is he's a super coach BBL ambassador for KFC, and we've been
What
talking.
an honour. What a diplomatic honour.
Mike Hussey, we've been talking about KFC off air, just getting very excited about the fact that, there's one down the road near us, actually, Huss, in Melville there, or Adderall. That's a place to
Alfred
be
Cove.
seen.
Yes, good morning. Morning, Sean. Good morning, Nathan and Nat. Sorry, I missed that question. What was it?
Well, look, I'll cut straight to the point. Original or zinger?
Oh, right, okay. I actually just love the hot chips.
Oh,
Me
yeah,
too.
okay.
With
Hot
extra
chips get me
salt.
all the time.
Extra salt.
Yeah, so I'm happy just to go the extra big size of chips rather than adding a burger on top of that as well. But not the hot burgers. If I go the burger, I'll just go the normal one.
There you go.
KFC.
So not zinger. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Just
Hey,
original.
Nat, the one in Alpha Grove,
Surprising.
as you mentioned, because I was saying Melville or Adderall, there's a line out the bloody road every single time.
Yeah, I
Huss,
know.
you'd see that.
Goes on to North Lake Road.
It certainly does. But I'm certainly not in there too often. But Sean, you obviously spend plenty of time hanging out.
Yes, that sounds like it, doesn't it?
I feel that way at the moment. But let's talk about Supercoach stuff before we get stuck into the World Cup and ask you a few questions about that. Supercoach is a big deal these days. Putting together a BBL team this summer is going to be very difficult. There's so many stars out there.
Yeah, but it's good fun. You know, you can pick the players that you like and enjoy watching play. I think, obviously, you've got to get plenty of scorchers in there. The scorchers are always up there high on the table and playing well. So someone like an Aaron Hardy's a good pick. You know, he can bat and bowl, so he can score some extra points there. I think probably Maxwell is probably a good one to get in after his heroics in India, and he's pretty cheap this year as well. So I'd be looking to sneak him in there as well. But it's mainly just to have a bit of fun with your mates and you know, your kids. You know, I like playing against my sons and daughters and things like that. So it's just a bit of fun, plenty of banter, and you watch games a little bit differently.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Gives you some skin in the game, doesn't it?
Well, is Ashton Turner one that you'd have in your team, Huss? Because he seems to be a big game player and someone who probably comes down the order, maybe cheaper, but can score.
Yeah, definitely. He's a good option. I guess the gamble with him is that he sometimes he doesn't get too many balls to face, and so you know, it might curb his scoring a bit. But the thing is, if he does get a chance, he generally scores so quickly, and his strike rate's so good, so you get extra points for that. So I'd certainly look to pick him as well. I mean, you can't get everyone in there, but he's certainly a good player to have.
Hey, I want to talk about something that I saw in the World Cup, and see Mitch Marsh. Apparently, all these people are getting angry in India that he put his feet on the World Cup trophy. Are we allowed to? Because I feel like if you won it, you can do whatever you want to.
What are your thoughts, Huss?
I think so. Whatever you want to do, you should be able to do when you win the World Cup. But I didn't actually see that. So really, he's copping a bit of stick.
Yeah, he's just
had his feet up.
leaning back. It's it's all the Indian fans going, it's so disrespectful. Get your feet off our trophy, basically. It's like it's not your trophy.
Well, no, the Indian team didn't even stick around for the presentation.
I know.
So,
And then the fans booed the umpires. You didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, I thought the umpiring was really good actually in the game, so I think that was a little bit harsh. Yeah, you just got to understand it's literally like a religion for the Indians over there, and then they'll obviously be bitterly disappointed. It was amazing how quiet the whole stadium went. 125,000 people when Kohli got out.
I know,
it
right?
Like you could hear a pin drop. It was amazing.
Yeah, Huss, so 2007 you played in a winning World Cup, which is, I could imagine, only been amazing. But this team here, they've copped a lot of... I'm not sure if we warmed to them probably after JL leaving, to be fair, in WA. I'll speak on behalf of us probably.
Our noses
it didn't seem
were out
like
of joint.
we warmed to them that quickly. But in this short period of time, they've beaten India's World Test champions. They've retained the Ashes, and they've won a World Cup, T20 World Cup. They've been quite outstanding.
Yeah, mate, we need to celebrate this team.
Yeah.
You know, they've copped a lot of stick. They've faced a lot of adversity. And a lot of really tough cricket away from home. Playing in England's tough. Retaining the Ashes, winning that World Test Championship, but then going to win a World Cup in India. I mean, I don't think it gets too much tougher than that. Especially when you're playing the host team in front of their home fans who hadn't lost a game in the whole tournament.
Yeah.
I think it's outstanding, and I think the way Pat Cummins has led the team, the coaching staff have been great, and the players really have, they've all jumped on board, and they've been phenomenal. We should celebrate this team. I know. The critics are pretty quick to jump on their backs, when Australia were 0-2 and looking down the barrel a little bit. But, gee whiz, they showed some character and true Aussie grit, I guess, to come through. And, well done to all of them.
Well, we know how important cricket is in India. So I'm just wondering, because we do, from our chats with Gilly and you, how much you're idolised over there as cricketers. After a win like that happened, how would the fans over there react to the Australian cricket team? Is it still with such reverence, or are you angry for 24 hours where you guys have got more security on you?
But
what's the deal?
Are they angry at the Indian team as well?
I don't know.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, the thing is that they're not an aggressive race, the Indians. They're a real peaceful and supportive sort of race of people generally. So I wouldn't expect they'll be, throwing rocks at Indian players' houses or anything like that, which we have seen in the past. I think they'll be bitterly disappointed. They do have a great respect for Australian cricket and Australian cricketers. And so I think, they'll get over their disappointment relatively quickly. But, they're pretty passionate, I guess, so that there might be a little bit of, negative media going on. But the players are pretty good at sort of just keeping themselves at arm's length from that sort of stuff. I think in general, they'll be just the overriding emotion will be disappointment that India didn't win, but they'll have a lot of respect for the Aussies.
Imagine someone outside throwing rocks at you. Because they're just pleased with you. Hey, what are you doing? Shut up! Ditch your rocks at your joint.
Hey, so the other memorable moment from the whole tournament, of course, was Glenn Maxwell's innings where he was cramping so bad he couldn't even walk. Have you ever been in that situation where, the dehydration has really kicked in and you've been unable to function but still stayed out there?
Not really, I must admit. That was an
extraordinary,
unbelievable performance.
It was so funny to watch.
Absolutely incredible. And it might have, as silly as it sounds, it might have actually just helped him because he could literally just stand there and he's just trying to swing and and he was obviously got so much talent that he was just connecting everything. But if he had been having to continue to run hard between the wickets, he probably would have made a mistake and got out. So But that was one of the most unbelievable innings I've ever seen, and it was an important time as well.
Yeah.
Australia were looking down the barrel at that stage. I think we looked like we're going to lose that game.
Absolutely.
And, for him to win that one was I don't know. It felt like it was a dream. I actually fell asleep and I missed the innings. I woke up the next day and watched the highlights package, but I think it was every ball he faced because every ball was a highlight.
Just another 6.
It was amazing, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, Haas, looking forward to the KFC Supercoach this season. Make sure everybody gets involved in this. As you said, you can play against your children, play against your mates, get everyone on board. We love KFC, obviously. We spoke about that for 5 minutes. Is your son on leavers this week or was that last year? I can't remember.
No, he's down there. He's down there at the moment. So we're fingers crossed that he comes back nice and safe. But no, it sounds like they're having a nice time down there and celebrating a big schooling career. Hopefully, all done. So he's pretty happy.
When parents have got their kids down on leavers, you always check the news just in case your kids are one of the ones being interviewed.
I'm not turning them TV.
No, you don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
No, doing interviews on the Gold Coast with all the kids walking out of Condong Kingdom. But it's like, at least they're at Condong Kingdom.
Yes,
that's
they're
cool.
being safe. That's right. Good on you, Haas. Love your work, buddy. Thank you.
No worries, guys. Have a great day.
Sean Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.